Whoa there, speed demons. Welcome back to Half Minute Hero, The Second Coming. Last time we rounded up a bunch of titles, so Evil Lord's got some gifts for us. One of them is a new formation, which if we use it, it will actually increase the amount of gold we get from fighting enemies. Which isn't too shabby, but for now I'll still be sticking with Boost Hero. It is worth noting that you can have two parties at once and you can swap them mid-battle, so if you want to quickly swap from one to the other, that'll work. The only thing is you have to have enough people to fill up both parties, and, well, right now I don't. Still, we were able to expand the hero tower, give it an extra floor, and now we should be able to put a part on that floor. We'll take away the old hero castle parts in favor of the green castle, and we'll put Japonesque on top. Swapping out your hero castle parts does increase its statistics, so right now our hero castle has more health, more defense, and it's a lot more punchy than it was before. It seems we've been going long enough that the game thinks we need a little refresher on the story. It's okay. We do have a new hero castle part for the hero castle, the mini legs, which will go to replace the normal legs we had before. Sometimes quantity has a quality all its own. Yes, the Dark Knight Lord Zain, another one of Hero 30's more memorable bosses. So, Goddess Loans. The long and short of it is, unless you really need it, don't get one. Interest is 3% per second, and turning back the time clock does not reset your interest. Not to mention, they don't come to collect on the debt until the end of the map. So if you grab one now, especially on this level, you're going to be out a lot of money. And if you can't pay up, well, you're going to be in trouble. Either way, some of our first things we'll want to do is go ahead and take care of a bunch of these cannons, as well as knocking out the large monsters. When you rewind time, large monsters do not respawn, which can be good and bad. If you want to get more gold from them, well, that's too bad. But knocking them out is always in your best interest, because they usually have a good chunk of cash behind them. There are quite a few things to buy in this level. Stepping on landmines with the hero castle doesn't cause any damage, so it's a good way to clear them out. Meanwhile, the cannons themselves, using the hero castle will knock them out in one go. Whereas if you do it on foot, it'll take a little bit longer. As seen here. Still, one of your biggest expenditures of health on this level is going to be dashing around, so it's probably in your best interest to go ahead and grab a horse. Of which there is one available. There's also a few defensive items to pick up, or a few new pieces of equipment, and I will be grabbing all those. The title here is Unlock for destroying all of the cannons that you're able to destroy. There are a few cannons that you can actually use, and those will knock out some of the larger enemies with no problem. After all, a cannonball to the face isn't good for any evil lord or his minions. Still, knocking out the cannonball does prevent you from getting their gold, so if you're really interested in having the gold, well, might as well save it. The majority of the villages here are all the same. They'll have the war rice balls, I believe they're called, which cost 50 gold and restore you to maximum health. Honestly, if you have an easy way to get herbs, those would be cheaper than going to get the normal food, which is a little bit backwards than normal. But in this last village, there are 2 more pieces of armor to pick up, a sword and some scale mail. And with that out of the way, really all we have to do is just make sure we're ready to take on the Black Knight Lord. Seems as though the Time Goddess knows something here, but it sounds like Yusha's history is slowly being teased out. He has the blood of heroes in him after all, which, you know, would make sense considering, well, Hero is his father apparently. I do have to kind of wonder about though, that seems like an awfully long time range. 500 years old? It's, I think that's a little bit old to be having a kid, but what do I know? It still doesn't quite explain the one wing, however. Anyway, with these 2 Evil Lord medals out of the way, we can safely move on. What I'm trying to do here is grind up a bit to level 10 because, well, honestly I'm kind of falling behind in terms of global levels. It's nothing that will really screw you up over the long run, but trying to get into some of the later global dungeons, especially with this low level, it can be a little bit tricky. And after all, what kind of a Japanese RPG would this be without some grinding? This tower is locked until later. But in this village, we do have another encounter with this mysterious shopkeeper. This time around, she has the seer staff for us, which isn't very good, but, well, you know, why not? On the other thought, why? Nah. So with all the bridges out, looks like we're going to have to find some alternative methods of transportation. A Birdman. Wonder who that could be. Anyway, it's worth your time to go ahead and grind up a bit on this first island before you jump over, because once you jump over, this second island only has pricey herbs as methods of recuperating your health. At 100 gold a pop, they ain't cheap. We don't need no stinking bridges. It sounds like it's worth our while to go ahead and check out this mysterious Birdman, so maybe we should go ahead and do that. The Northeast Tower is surrounded by some fairly strong enemies, but luckily that just means we're pretty good at grinding through them. Aha, I recognize this Birdman. As Knight says, Grillard is a holdover from Knight 30 in the first game, where he was one of Knight and Sir Sage's most dangerous foes. Him, along with Rosia and Bullwood, well, they gave Knight and Sage a run for their money more than once. But, with Grillard's help, we can launch straight over to the ultimate evil king. Drillard himself is no slouch when it comes to fighting. He's definitely one of your stronger party members as long as he doesn't get, well, knocked out instantly like he did. There's actually multiple ways to challenge that level, and in fact I'm going to go back and do the second one right now. Just because it's interesting. So, mostly for the first and second islands, it turns out pretty much the same, but really the question is, what if you decide, instead of going to get the Birdman's help, you decide to go to the top left tower instead? After all, the enemies in the top left tower are quite a bit weaker, so if you're a little bit intimidated by the flashing red enemies once you first reach this island, I can understand you going to get them. The other tower plays out much the same as every other tower does. You fight your way up 2 or 3 levels of floors, and then once you reach the top, you leap off. Of course, once you reach the third island, well, there's quite a few strong enemies up here, but that's okay. Their strength is our game. And so Tyrannus the Cruel gives us a cruel choice. We can either pursue him and take him on, or we can go rescue our allies. As if there's even a question. And so with Harufi's master egging us on, well, we might as well go rescue our allies. Sounds like there's something juicy in it for us, too. And with our allies in tow, well, we're not staying on top of this tower for long. Let's go see what Harufi's master has for us. Sounds like he wants us to go climb the tower that our allies were in a couple times, which should be easy enough. All in all, you'll actually have to climb up this tower 3 times. Well, 4 if you include rescuing your allies. The rewards, I think it's worth it. And so for our efforts, we receive a Wind Spirit Stone. But with all that out of the way, really all we have to do is just go in and take care of the Evil Lord. At this point, he's got nothing. Spirit Stones work much the same as they always do. They're summons, but they don't stop time, so be careful when you use them. Still, with that ultimate evil king out of the way, we should be able to go ahead and check out what's on the other side of the tower. After all, we were able to climb up it before. Maybe there's something at the top now. And so, we find ourselves somewhere completely different. Bullwood is a thing of nightmares, a creature of incredible strength, who terrorized Knight and Sage when they were trying to rescue the world. Bullwood's strength is so powerful that she can knock out the Sage or the Knight with a single punch. Yeah, that's right, I said she. In the original game, well, Bullwood was a lady. I'm not sure why they decided to change that now, but, hey, you know, who am I to question? Still, with these cannons, maybe we can turn the tide in our favor. Time Goddess must be scared if she's not charging for a tutorial. Every time we reset time, some of the cannonball boys will respawn, and you can only carry one cannonball at a time, so you have to reset quite a few times. Every time you hit Bullwood, she'll get a little bit faster and a little bit trickier when she's going across the target spots. It is entirely possible to take on Bullwood just using the Hero Castle, but, well, this is more fun. Bullwood's so strong that even the spell of destruction cast by the Sage couldn't even really dent her, so taking this many cannonballs is no surprise. With 5 direct hits, Bullwood's about to be down for the count. So with Bullwood out of the way, that'll about do it for, well, our Night 30 reunion. With 2 of the 4 Ultimate Evil Kings down, we're doing pretty well, I'd say. Only 2 more to go. After getting a few more medals, the Evil Lord does have a few more rewards for us. Weapon crafting is something we won't really be able to take advantage of until the next chapter, but, you know, it's still nice to have the option, right? Anyway, we'll go ahead and put on our new Knight Castle part, and after that, that's going to be it for me, so please join me next time when we hit the next continent.